Good children, how are you all? So how did you write your exams? I hope you are done well. Okay. Today we learn a new lesson, that is, this is Jodi's phone. This is Jodi's phone. What's phone? Phone is a baby of a deer. Deer means doe. Deer, male, females are there. Doe means a female deer. Okay, that is the daughter. The baby is called fawn. So today you will learn what else. See, for example, when you are sick, suddenly you get a headache, or suddenly you get a stomach pain or a vomiting, immediately do we rush to the hospital? May not be possible, is it not? Suddenly something what is available, mummy or somebody will give us some medicines, some leaves, something what is available, that is immediately they will give, is it not? That is called the first aid. So for example, those who are coming by the bus, school bus, there you can see a first aid box, is it not? First aid box is there kept in that there is some medicines, because immediately suddenly something happen, they can make use of that medicine instead of may not be possible to immediately to go to the hospital. So it is called first aid, something that you take immediately for a solution when you are sick. Maybe a cut you got, a small cut. If it is a big cut, of course we will run to the hospital, but before that something first aid they will do, some bandaging or some medicine they put, it's not, that is called first aid. So in this lesson, can you tell me some of the first aid or something that you do? It is possible. So when you get a small cut, immediately parents will give or somebody will give you some, they will bandage it or wash or wipe and apply some medicine like that. It's not. If it is a small cut, if it is a big cut, so much blood is going, of course we have to rush to the hospital. It is so serious. Small, I am speaking about small things. Okay. In this today's lesson, you will learn how the boy, his name is Jodi, how he acted, how he gave, and immediately he was quick when his father was bitten by a rattlesnake, how this boy immediately acted and he could save his father. It's a great story. It's a beautiful lesson. I told you every time I am telling you, when you learn a lesson, something for your own life we learn. It's not. So from this lesson, you can, as we go to the lesson, you will see how clever and how active and how alert this particular boy was when his father was bitten by a rattlesnake, and he could let us listen and see how the boy could save his father. That is the lesson. Okay, listen carefully. The lesson number 6. This is Jodi's phone. Phone, F-A-U-N, phone. F-A-W-N, phone. Okay, so you will learn. Phone is a baby doe. Okay. Now, before you enter the review, often instead of rushing to a doctor to treat a small cut or burn, we find quick and effective cure using things available at home. Can you think of some such home remedies for example, a cut on your knee, or a burn of your arm or finger, whatever it is, or a bee sting. Bee sting means honeybee, no? Honeybee stinging, or any other insect stinging. What are the remedies that immediately we take? That is what that you dislike, because now you are, I cannot talk to you, so you think about how you do, how at home, how they do. So this is in this story, Jodi's father has bitten by a rattlesnake. He quickly kills the doe and uses its heart and liver to draw out poison. Poison means vesham. Okay. This boy's father was bitten by a rattlesnake. It was a poisonous snake, and immediately the snake was bitten. This particular person, he went and killed a doe and took its heart, and he has to do something. Okay, So he did it. Jody wonders what will happen to his little fawn left without a mother. So he killed the doe and he took its heart and used for saving his father when he was bitten by a snake. Afterwards, his father, he thought of the baby fawn, that baby doe. That means a small one, because the doe had a baby and a small one, and it was left because one mother is killed, nobody take care of it. So, though he killed the doe, that is the mother of its fawn, and he thought of how to save this baby. He thought of immediately how to save. He forgot first. The first thing what for him was to save his father. He did it. Afterwards, immediately he thought what will happen to the baby there. So that is what you are going to learn. How he could, what he could do, how he saved his father, and how he could help this baby fawn. Is it clear? The baby of the doe is called fawn. Let us listen carefully. Jody allowed his thoughts to drift back to the fawn. So after, we have heard the scene, he killed the doe and used his heart to save his father. Afterwards, his thought went back to the fawn, that is the baby of this doe. He could not keep it out of his mind. It was disturbing him because he killed the mother in order to save his father. Then he was thinking about what will happen to this particular baby of this doe. So his thought was there. Then he had held it in his dreams, in his arms. He slipped from the table and went to his father's bedside. So for him, he saved his father. At the same time, his thought was with the fawn. What will happen to this particular baby doe whose mother is killed? So it was disturbing him. In his sleep, in his thoughts, everything, he was thinking of this particular baby doe. The fawn means the baby doe. So he went to his father. Penny lay at rest. Penny, his father's name is Penny. He was taking rest because he saved, Then his eyes were open and clear, but the pupils were still dark and dilated. Then what happened is, after applying that heart, that medicine, he went to his father, and his father was taking rest, and his eyes, he has said, his eyes were open and clear. But his pupil means the eye of the pupil of the eye, it was dilated, it was large like, because when the poison is there, if you look into the eyes, that is why immediately doctors will look into the eyes, because the pupil of the eye will be getting large, otherwise it is very tiny dot, is it not? So when if some poisonous or something is taken, the eyes will get dilated, it will become large. So but his father was he says the eye, the pupils means the eye, the dark and dilated. Jody said, "How are you feeling, Pa?" He's asking his father, "How are you feeling?" "Just fine, son. Oh, old death has gone. She thieving elsewhere." But thieving means what is the meanings are here in the sidewise. Those who do not know, look into the dictionary. Thieving means it is moving. Okay, he's there. Just fine, son. Old death has gone thieving elsewhere, but wasn't it close shave? She says, "Yes, you have saved me. That I was supposed to die. The death was just near to me because he was bitten by the snake. It is a poisonous snake, and death is gone. I am saved." That is what he is trying to tell. "I agree," Penny said. "I am proud of you. I am proud of you." Who is telling? His father is telling to his son, "I am proud of you, boy, the way you kept your head and did what was needed." So he is telling, "I am proud of you." What is the meaning of kept your head means you were alarmed, you were very calm, and in this difficult situation, he was not running here, he was not worried. He immediately thought what he could do to save his father. That is the meaning of you. The father is telling, when he said, "I am proud of you, boy, the way you kept your head and did what was needed. You kept your head means he was very calmly, not in an anxious way, getting anxious about, no, very calmly he immediately thought of doing what was necessary for his father. So his father is telling, I am proud of you, son. That's it. Pa, yes, son. Pa, do you recollect the door that and the phone? So he is asking, talking to his father, do you recollect, do you remember the door and the phone? He is asking. I can never forget them. Then father is telling, I can never forget them. Why? Because of that door only he was saved. No? He says, I can never forget them. The poor little door saved me. That is certain. He says, father is telling, I cannot forget those dough. Because of that poor dough, I was saved. I can never forget them. Then, Pa, the phone may be out there yet. The son is telling to her, maybe the baby is the phone, okay? It may be out there somewhere, where it might be hungry and it is, and you are very scared. That because the baby, the mother is killed, is not? So he is thinking of the baby of the dog, okay? And it may be feeling hungry, it may be frightened. So the feeling, see how kind the boy is. He is very clever, he is very alert, at the same time very kind towards. He did not kill and forget about, no. Okay, so that is what we must learn the lessons. He is telling to his father that phone may be alone, feeling hungry and no one is there to take care. This is the feeling going on. I suppose he is telling to his father, Pa, I am big boy now and don't need to drink milk. So he is telling to his father, I am growing up now, I don't need milk. So what he is telling to father, why don't you, Pa, I am big boy now and don't need to drink milk. Why don't I go and see if I can find the phone? He is telling, I am a grown up, I am growing. It's not, but now I don't need milk. Can I go and search for the dough? And what he will do? And bring it here. Shall I go and search for the baby and bring it here and raise it? And shall I feed? Because what he said, I don't need milk, but that milk I can give to this particular small baby or the animal and raise it. He is asking to permission. He did not decide what I will do like that. No, very humble boy. See the attitude of this child. He is very concerned. He is also humble. He is asking the permission of his father what he is going to. Shall I do this? This is what he is asking. Okay. Penny lay quiet, staring at the ceiling. The daddy was just lying down, looking at the ceiling, and he is just lying down. Boy, you have got me hummed in. The father is telling, you have got hummed in means what? Here the meaning is caught in a situation where one cannot say no. The father is telling, boy, I cannot say no to you because you are so kind. Okay, you did everything and still you are thinking. So he is telling, my son, I cannot say no to this situation. Hum, it means cannot say you no. It won't take much to raise it, Pa. He's telling, it doesn't take, the boy is talking to father, it doesn't take much, it's not so much expensive. It will soon start eating leaves and a crown. He's telling, I don't need so much milk, it is necessary because soon it doesn't need so much food and it will slowly, little time, sometimes we may give my share of milk and soon it will start to eat leaves and crown. Crown means acorn means small seeds which the animal, the deer, they eat. Okay? He's telling, shall I do it? Shall I bring it here and raise it up? Look after this particular. He's so kind of this boy. It's not. You are smarter than boys of your age. Father is telling, my son, you are very smart. You are smarter than the boys of your age. I don't think any boys will do like that. You are smarter. So father is appreciating the son. Father is so happy with the son's attitude. We took its mother and it wasn't to blame. he's telling, yes, it is we who killed the mother. So we cannot blame it. Oh, so surely it seems ungrateful to leave it and starve. Son, I can say no to you. I never thought I would live to see another day. So the father is telling, my son, I cannot say no to you because it is not right also to leave that door. We have to think. I never thought that I would live because he was bitten by the snake, poisonous snake. He thought he would die, but he is saved. So now the son is telling to father. Father, both of them are agreeing to go and bring the phone to his house and take care of it. Okay, can I ride back with the mill wheel and see if I can find it? So he is asking. The son is asking to his father, can I go riding with the mill wheel and see if he can find. Shall I go and in search of this particular phone? See the son's attitude. Okay, tell your mom I said you can go. So father gave permission, but he told, go and tell your mother also that you have to go. He slided back to the table and sat down. His mother was pouring coffee for everyone. So there may be other people of the family. So he just sat there. His mother was putting coffee for all in the family. He said, Mom, Pa says I can go bring back the phone. So he is telling to his mother also, because father told her, you tell your mother and go. Because father has given permission, isn't it? Do you do like that? Do you get permission from your parents when you do something? Yeah, we have to learn a good lesson from this. We have to be very obedient, very polite. This boy is very polite. He is very obedient. He is so loving, kind. All that attitude you must learn from this boy. Okay. Now, he is telling to his mom, Ma, father gave me the permission to go and search for this. Then mother, she held the coffee pot in mid-air. She was pouring immediately when he said, father told me to go, and then he was just holding like that. What phone? He's asking, what phone? Who is asking? Mother is asking. The phone belonging to the doe was he killed. He's telling the phone belonging to the doe. Doe means the female deer. Okay, female deer is called doe, and it's the daughter, the baby is called fawn. So we killed its mother, is not that fawn is telling. We used the doer's liver and drew out the poison and saved Papa. So he's telling we killed that doe, took its heart and liver and put on the wound of maybe how they saved, I do not know. But he said we saved because we killed that doe, shall we? Then she gasped. Then she realized, well, for pity's sake, he says, well, for pity's sake, that is, we feel pity for that animal. Pa says it would be ungrateful to leave it and to starve. Papa is telling it is ungrateful if we don't serve that to it. Because if we don't look for or do something, that animal may die, that the baby may die, starve and die. So it is ungrateful from our part. So the daddy, then all deciding. See how they are planning, how they are sharing, how they are communicating. This is what we should learn. You also must learn this, isn't it? Now, Doc Wilson, that is right, madam. Doctor means the person, Doc Wilson. He says, yeah, that is right, madam. Nothing in the world can come quite free. The boy is right and his daddy is right. So the person, he said, Doc Wilson, he says that, yes madam, what the boy is telling is right. We don't get anything freely from the world because you killed it and therefore you must do what is necessary for its other things. So maybe the baby. So that is what is right. The father is right, the boy is right. So the other fellow is supporting to the child. Okay. Then Melville said, he can ride back with me. I will help him to find. So Melville, he said, is under maybe the people, no, maybe it's on family people or neighbors, whoever it is. They're telling, yes, I can ride and I can take him and go and find out where this baby is. I can find. See, she set down the pot helplessly. So just he kept the pot. Who? The mother kept the teacup. He was pouring coffee, She just kept the pot and helplessly he stood there. Well, if you will give it your milk, we got nothing else to feed it. He said no. So if you give your milk, otherwise we have nothing else to, because they don't have, maybe minimum things are there. So if you give your milk, we have got nothing else to feed it. So he said, mother is telling, we don't know how to feed this particular animal. So you give your milk, all that suggestions, Then Millville said, come on boy, we got to get riding. So this, both Millville and Jody both got in and they went in search of this particular animal. Okay, the baby. Ma Bauxite and she asked anxiously, you will not be gone long. So mummy is so much worried because this boy is not so grown up, maybe your age. So his mummy is worried. You don't go so far, don't get lost. So mummy is little worried about it. Jody said, I will be back before dinner for sure. She said, mummy, don't worry, I will be back before dinner. So the boy is very courageous. It's not very courageous. He's telling, don't worry, I will not go far. I will be back before dinner. Millville mounted his horse and pulled Jody up behind him. So the Millville, he took his horse. Okay, they are going by the horse. Maybe in olden time, people, they don't have a vehicle like car and things. They were using the animals for it. So horse, they pulled Jody also, kept him there, just mounted and then went. He said to Millville, do you think the phone's still there? So they are having, while they are going, asking conversation. This Millville is asking, Jody, you think that phone will be there in the same place? Will you help me to find? Then he says, will you help me to find where the place is, where it was? So they both were in search of this particular phone. Well, find him if he is alive. So we will find him if he is alive. How you know it is a he? She is asking, whether, how do you know whether it is a he or a she? Because that baby, So he is asking. Then he says, the spots were all in a line. So one on a door phone passes, the spot are every which way. So he said, they are in search. So they are discussing that, they are talking casually. They are going in search of this particular phone. Okay. So you think, do they get it? Let us see in the next lesson. What is the next? So this is the first part of this lesson. It is divided into different parts. Okay. The first part you will find this much. Okay. Now next part you will find whether they got the phone, how did they do it. That we will see in the next class. So I want you to read the lesson thoroughly, look for the meaning. Don't be satisfied with what is given in the text glossary, but take the dictionary, read, reread, understand properly. Am I clear to you? I want all of you to read your textbook clearly, properly, with understanding. So wish you all the best. See you in the next class. Please read the textbook. Those of you are not coming to the school. Okay? See you. Bye.